Okay, now we live. Hold on. Damn. Hold on one second.
We are live.
Yep, I'm trying to make sure we live on the other end. Okay, yeah, we live on the other end. I want to say ETM Hotel. Dua Aku, Dua Necha, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Egun, Majube Ibai, Egungun Kiki, Egungun. I am Kofi Paisar. Welcome back to Kofi Paisar TV. I want to welcome you all to the show. Normally, when I get started, I normally do a Hotel Dino soup, but my brother Any Harris Sean Calfani done talked about me and my Hotel Dino suit so bad that I don't even want to recite them. so so I'll be doing again. I did last week. I did a pouring of the libations to the ancestors. I poured libations to my own ancestors, my family members. Today I'm gonna pour libation to some of the public figures that we look up to that inspired us. So I want to pour libations to Amos Wilson, Ashe, Malcolm X,
Ashe,
Ashe, W.D. Boys,
Ashe,
Ashe, Dr. Ben, Ashe,
Ashe,
John Henry Clark,
Ashe,
Ashe. Who else I want to get? Asha Hilliard, Ashe,
Marcus Garvey.
Ashe,
Ashe. Anyone else?
John G. Jackson.
All
Ashe,
right, Ashe,
Enejera Kazet Hekenu, Ashe,
Ashe.
Enejera.
All right. Uh, my brother Asai Kai got a nice presentation, and when we get started, I'll reshare the show, put them in the different links so people can join. And those that's in the chat, please share the show, like the show, tell a friend, to tell a friend. All right. Before we get started, Satep and Rod, you got anything to say? I don't know if Sean's still on the other link. Yeah, he's still on. Let Sean speak because I know he's jumping back and forward from the Ram Club and the in here.
Man, I'm just ready. Thank you for having this show. I'm ready for a powerful presentation from my brother Asar MK ETM Hotep Sin. And I know you're about to give us some of that hacker, that good hacker from the Nile Valley, baby. Ta-Nehisi, Ta-Mary. You know how I go.
Imhotep Dua to my Henu. I got the magic wand with me. We about to. He asked for Hecker. I gotta give him Hecker today, man. He asked. See, there we go. I mean, we're gonna pull out the real wand today because it's necessary. We talking about the children today, and Imhotep to the panel. Imhotep to the chat too. I can't see the chat, but you know how we do. Y'all know what we do. As soon as Kofi pull up the presentation.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. Brothers, Satep and Rod, maybe Yaman.
Yeah. I just want to say peace to the chat, peace to the panel. You know, I see my boy Asar lighting up that candle there, man. And he keep it kimmin, man. The God keep it kimmin, man. That's why I've been rocking with Asar for a long time. So
Years.
yeah, we got years in this, man. So yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see what the brother got to speak on this hecker. And yeah, that's peace for me. And if I got anything else, I'll just slide in.
Okay. All right. Let me share the. Oh shoot. You want me to share your presentation or you gonna share it?
I thought you was gonna share it. That's why I sent it to you.
No.
Then I don't have to put back and forth from the notes.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up.
See, Asar, this is what I be talking about, bro.
Oh man, out
You
here.
told the man. You told the man 2 hours ago, brother.
2 hours
You
ago.
told the man been distracted. He thinking about swimming pools and bathtubs. That's it. Nothing else.
That
The one
boy
Puff
is
Daddy,
great.
Puff Daddy of the conscious community, man.
To tell, he thinking about swimming pools and bathtubs.
Oh my goodness.
That guy
Asar
there,
told the
man.
man like 2 hours ago, yo, he's like, Kofi, I'm gonna send you my presentation. I need you to, do for me. And Kofi was like, okay, cool. Here go my email. And then that quick, he forgot. He thinking about swimming pools and bathtubs.
Texas tea. Man.
Kofi got some new color in his hair today too, y'all. Y'all see that?
I'm
Check
about
He
to
ain't
say
got
He
no.
tried
fresh, boy. They know.
Nobody got no new color.
Rich,
Check him out.
Man.
That's a new color, Kofi. What is that? Burgundy?
That's fuchsia. That's fuchsia,
I
baby.
don't know what that is. Y'all give me a second, yeah, and don't pay them no attention, y'all. Give me a second. I'm
Hey, sorry. While we wait on that, where you get that incense at? Or that candle burner?
Oh, right there. That's the Haru Ur right there.
Yeah, that was
I'm
nice.
gonna tell you off chat. This is priest business right here.
Okay, that's respect. I like that.
I hear guys talking about they priests and they this and they that and they, you know. I need them to get they because this is basically official.
Yeah,
It's
look
the
right,
bronze.
bro.
It's got the medal on the side. The medal is correct on the side.
Can y'all see the presentation?
Yep, we see it.
All right, hold on one second.
Lock
All
in
right.
on it.
Oh, hold on. Well, let me go back. Let me go back. And then lock it on me. Okay.
It went away.
Yeah, I'm finna lock it on me. Ain't that boy. All right. Can y'all see it?
Yup.
Okay.
ETEM Hatep Sani Sanet Ankwas Jed Uncle Ja Seneb Dua Henu for listening tonight. I'm joined by my brothers Deseshu Ma'ani Medunecha. This is your brother Seba Winwet Wab Sadam Ka. And tonight, I want to talk about setting your children up for greatness because the question always comes up, why do you study Kemet? This is just one of the reasons why we study ancient Kemet. And there's several, which we can touch on later tonight. Kofi, if you could go to the next slide, my brother, please. Let me just kind of make a quick checklist for you concerning this particular build tonight. First, make sure your children come up in a Ma'at environment. Some of you grew up, you had to fist fight a lot. You know, you might have been shot at a lot. You might be in drug dealer territory. You might be in all types of territories. You might be in foreign territory. You might be in child shoot the kid up territory. Make sure your child can grow up in a Ma'at environment. Second, plan for them spiritually, economically, and environmentally. This is part of the cause of the trends in Black America. You don't put the right things in your child's head and mind, so they always act like another culture. You come home, you don't recognize them anymore just from sending them to school. You don't plan for them economically. You don't put away trust funds. You don't put away college tuition. You don't use the 428B, I believe it is, which is money you can put into an account that will be tax-free for them to go to college. Or it's a 429A, one of them. You don't look out for the environment around them, meaning you don't care where you live at. You don't care if you move to this neighborhood and the Europeans is crazy. You don't care if you move to this neighborhood and the blacks is crazy. It's because you're okay with being around crazy. Gentlemen, am I right? Did y'all grow up in these types of environments as well?
Yep, I know I did. I know I did.
Right? So these are the things that you need to do. Third, prepare for worst case scenarios. Have something put up for them in case you pass away, in case somebody gets, anything, car accident, any scenario. Plot out a little bit. Stop living for today. Live for tomorrow more. Start acting like you'll be around when you wake up tomorrow. Fourth, be an example of ma'at for them to follow. You need to be the example of ma'at in your household. And if you're not, this becomes a problem for your child because your child will generally emulate your bad behaviors. They will emulate your good behaviors as well, but what intrigues them is your bad behaviors. It happens all the time. Gents, can you agree?
Oh, facts. Facts.
Yeah, man. Anytime you tell somebody that's psychological there. Anytime you tell somebody not to do something, it's gonna intrigue them into wanting to do it more. I got a homeboy. We went to junior high all the way up. And we used to go to school dances, junior high, high school. He wasn't never allowed to go to them. You know what I'm saying? And now he, because they lived on the west side of town from where I'm from. And, it was the upper class over there. And, he wasn't allowed to hang out with us in the streets, this, and that. His parents kept him real sheltered. So the mistakes I made as a young man, as a teenager, I got out the way. But he didn't get it out the way, and now he living a reverse life because he went from living good to living how I grew up. He lived in the neighborhood I grew up in. You want to make it out of there. You don't want to be you don't want to grow up there. You don't want to raise your kids there. His kids should be getting raised how he was raised. Instead, his kids getting raised how I was raised. So, you writing exactly with that.
So there you have it. These are the main things that ail our community. And you hearing it from our brothers. You probably on there typing right now, like, yeah, the homie up the street just shot me. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Every child in America that's African American shouldn't know how to throw up gang signs. Shouldn't know what the gang signs mean even, right? So right. These are some of the things that ail us. Before I hop deep into the presentation right now, I'm just hitting you with a few stats. Then we're going to get into how the Remets deal with things. Next presentation, Brother Kofi, if you could hit the next slide on me. Let's talk stats, right? And go right to the next slide as well. When we talk stats, incarceration trends in America. Let's go 1980 and 2015. The number of people incarcerated in America increased from roughly 500,000 to over 2.2 million. Today, the United States makes up about 5% of the world's population and has 21% of the world's prisoners. 1 in every 37 adults in the United States, or 2.7% of the adult population, is under some form of correctional supervision. CJ _ stop frisk racial disparities in incarceration. Let's look at these numbers. These are important to African American, right? 2014, African Americans constituted 2.3 million. That's 34%.
Go to the next slide. Sorry,
right.
Okay.
Go to the next slide. You good? It's kind of small. They may not be able to see. That's okay. 2014, African Americans constituted 2.3 million. 34% of the total 6.8 million correctional population. That's your baby in jail. That's your cousin in jail. That's your mom and your dad in jail if you're black. African Americans are incarcerated at more than 5 times the rate of Europeans. The imprisonment rate for African American women is twice that of European women. Some of y'all didn't know this stuff, right? Nationwide, African American children represent 32% of children who are arrested, 42% of children who are detained, and 52% of children whose cases are judicially black. Waived to criminal court, most of them. Though African Americans and Hispanics make up approximately 32% of the U.S. population, they comprise 56% of all incarcerated people in 2015. And last, if African Americans and Hispanics were incarcerated at the same rates as Europeans, prison and jail populations would decline almost 40%. So you can see there's targeting happening, right? You know what happens if you target somebody in the NFL, you get a flag. Then you get ejected. But they targeting your children. You ain't gave them no flag. You ain't ejected nobody. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Y'all know this brother here? This is Uncle Patahata. Y'all know about Uncle Patahata.
Yes, sir. We talk about him all the time.
And that's important, right? So Uncle Patahata, I usually start with him because he has the best advice. One of the things you'll notice about the Ramech culture, they always leave something for their children. Always. So Uncle Patahata is leaving advice for his child. He says this: as for you, teach him then the sayings of the past, so that he may become a good example for the children of the great. Already. He's talking about his son becoming an example for the children of the great. May hearing enter him and the exactness of every heart that sparks to him. No one is born wise. And then he starts the maxims of good discourse. Let's read just a little bit, just so you can understand what should be left for your child. He says this. He says, spoken by the Prince Count, the Netcher's father, beloved of Netcher, eldest son of the king of his body, meaning he birthed him. He didn't birth him, his wife birthed him, but he made him. Overseer of the city, Vizier Ptahhotep, teaching the ignorant in knowledge and in the standard of good discourse, beneficial to him who hears, but woe to him who neglects it. It's a woe for your children not to hear knowledge. And it's a benefit to him who hears it, whether it's your child or not. So we need to get back to the example of doing what? When the community is wrong, when you got a child in the community that's wrong, somebody up the street to correct them, send them back to your mama like, girl, I had to snatch him up today. He was doing way too much.
Can't do that no more.
Only because we don't implement it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in the 80s, just in the 90s, all of a sudden 2000, it went out the door. Why? Because we're not taking care of home. We're not handling the community right. At some point in time, you got to wake up. Let's go to the next slide real quick. We ain't going to keep you all long tonight, but we're going to keep you. This brother right here, this is Neck and Neck. And that's not really his name. Remember, we read the Medu Necha. His real name is Nejet Ka Ankh. And his wife's name is Hazet Hakenu. And this brother right here is special because he's just like me and you. He's just like me and you, except for you didn't have as many children as he had. He got 11. He got 11. Some of you might have 11, so let me not knock you. But he had, Hazet Hakenu was Octomom over here. And this brother's handling business. He handling business for his wife, right? So let me read. He was in the time of Usarkaf, first king of the 5th dynasty, plainly disposing some supporter of the old dynasty and strengthening his own house, pardon me, by winning the allegiance of another noble family. Nejet Ka Ankh had the right to bequeath the 2 land endowments to whom he willed. What he did, stating the origin of the endowments in Menkaura's time, I'm going to just read from the Stela, just so you could get it from the Stela. His title, he was appointed by Usarkaf in decreeing that they shall now be distributed among his children, meaning that when he took his title of vizier for Usarkaf, he was allowed to allow his children to inherit what he was doing. So what he did is he made his 11 children become priests in the Heru temple. And each one of them received 5 stock. That's money back in the day. So he was smart. He knew that once he got a powerful position or a good job or created a job, to employ his children. And pardon me, they had 13 children. He did have 11. I'm sorry. He gave each one of them a month each in the year to do their time at the temple to make the money. Because when you did your time at the temple as the priest, you got paid. So he put each one for a different month, because you could only serve 1 month out of the year in the temple as the high priest. As the high priest. So him and his wife, Hazet Hekenu, they handled business for their children. They made sure their children had nothing to want for. So on their stela, it says, stewards of the palace, governor of the new town, superior prophet of Heru, mistress of Royanet, king's confidant, Ankh Ka, or Nejek Ankh Ka, pardon me. He's a Neb, he's what? He's a lord. And his wife, Hazet Hekenu, revered by Heru. She makes a decree to his children to be priest of Heru, mistress of Royanet. These are the prophets whom I have made of my children of the endowment to be priest of Heru. Now it was King Menkaura who conveyed 2 pieces of land to these prophets to be priests therewith. So what did they do? They made sure their children got land. O king's confidant, store Nejek Ankh Ka, his wife, the king's confidant, Hazet Hekenu, and her children got land, and they were getting paid monthly. And there's 11 of them. And it was much harder then than it is now. But you're not setting this up for your child now, and you have the means to. Some of you run out to go get these houses. These houses is like 200, 300,000. You live in Texas, you might get a mansion for 165,000, but you could have got the land for 5,000. You could have built a huge container home, and I mean several containers, where it looks like a luxury palace for 70,000. But you're not thinking like that. You're not thinking for these children. Gentlemen, am I right?
Right.
Simple as that. Let's go to the next slide. This brother right here, this is our brother Ankh Shashank.
Ankh Shashank.
You know, that brother Ankh Shashank, live on him. Now he's facing a situation most of us face today. Most of the people you know face this today. He was out doing his thing, but he got locked up. And when he realized in his court date he was never going to get out of jail, you know the first thing he thought about? It wasn't himself. He started writing instructions to his child. And you see him giving the offering on the left. And then you see him in old age on the right. Probably close to his burial. This brother you probably don't even know about. But these are his maxims, if you will. Or his Ba'ukah. His souls of his Ba'u-Ra, if you will. His souls of Ra. He says, those who say that can't happen should take a look at what is hidden. Every day, nature reveals the secrets of his creation on the earth. Nature created the light and the darkness in which all creation exists. Your life runs true when heart and words are without fault. Stay faultless. Do not ask nature for advice and then disregard it. Do not teach those who do not want to hear. How many times y'all run on these platforms and dudes just want to get on here and argue? They just want to say something for the sake of trying to be right. Google artists. Don't teach people like that. Only, you know what I'm saying? Do not teach the people who don't want to hear. If you don't want to hear it, cut it off. Right? That's different if you invite me and I hear it and it's wrong and then I'm correcting it. And then you want to turn it into a big thing, right? If we come to listen, teach. If you're not teaching anything, then they can move around. If you're teaching something and the people are there and they seem disinterested, stop wasting your time on them. It's too much of that in the conscious community. Guys who just want to hear something fast so they can go debate with it, go run around with it, go cause problems. Move away from people like that. Don't teach them. Yeah, they dangerous. Mm-hmm. Remember the story of the dude who got killed because he gave away a Heka script?
Me with that
one. That's back in the day. That's how, that's how they felt. Like, yo, don't give away certain spells and different things of that nature to those who don't deserve it. Don't do it. So he says this, he says, do not make a sage intervene in a trivial matter when a more important one awaits. Do not let a fool intervene in an important matter, or you will then have to appeal to a sage. When a wise man is put to the test, he is hardly conscious of his spiritual achievements. Do you talk to your children like that? Do you sit your child down and talk to them like that? You don't even talk to your friends like that because we see you in the chats. This is how your character should be. This is real ma'at. This is the real ma'at. This is the wisdom in their sayings. He says, he who has been chosen out of the crowd is not automatically a wise man because of that. Do not throw a spear if your aim is poor. Do not allow the ignorant man and the fool to do work for which they are unsuited. See, this is how you stop all the nonsense right from the door. If you see a child and you raising our children and you see the unlearned one amongst them that doesn't want to learn, you don't allow them to take the lead. But right now, foolishness has the lead. You got slow rappers making millions of dollars. And I ain't just talking slow in their words. I'm saying they slow people. But you led by the ignorant, so you feeling them. You feeling them. I can name about 5 of them with mental issues. And they talk about shooting guns on all their records. And everybody, if I start to sing the song, everybody in here is sing the song with me. You will sing the song with me. Lemon color chain with the V cut.
What you just say?
That's your leader. That's your leaders. That's who leads your children right now.
That's the truth, though. That's the truth.
Was that Gucci, man?
Lemon color chain with the
man. I don't listen to that guy.
Cool thing. But see, Any knew
Good
the
point.
name.
Good point, though. Yeah.
Any
Good
knew the
point.
name, didn't he? You know why he knew the name? Because that's the leaders of your generation.
If it ain't him, it's them dudes with the tight pants.
Yeah. Squeezing the circulation, feet looking big as ever in them. Come on now.
Purses and stuff, earrings, and they
Rocking
all
them
body parts.
Rocking them ugly ass Balenciaga shoes, man. We would have roasted somebody for having them on back in the day, man. How much they cost, man. We would have let your ass have it for having them on.
And that's the shame in it. That's the problem. He goes further. He says, do not say I have plowed the field, but haven't been paid in return. Plow it again. It's good to work. Right? Stop doing everything for the dollar. Do it for the sake of the community. Let's go further. He says, never let any unnaturally or mediocre man give orders to people. Nature leaves town when it is governed by a bad ruler. When Ra, the divine light, is angry with the country, law, justice, and values break down, and fools take the place of wise men. That's why your child listens to Gucci Man right now and can sing every song word for word. Because you have no wise men amongst your youth. If a woman is at peace with her husband, things will never go wrong. Uh-oh, now we in the house. Now we in the home. When a man smells pleasantly of myrrh, his wife is like a cat before him. But when a man is hurt, his wife is there like a lioness to protect him. How many women you know like that now? How many women are like huh? Do not dwell in a house that has been cursed by nature. Its capacity for destruction will turn on you. Do not dwell in a house that has been cursed by nature. Its capacity for destruction will turn on you. He said it twice. Then he said, do not say, I know. Put yourself to learn. This is how you should be talking to your youth. I know. Shut up. I'm talking to you right now. Pay attention. Then you can say you know after the lesson is over. Let's go a little further. He says, do not scorn a little thing for fear of suffering from it. A little worry can break your back. A little good news can make your heart leap. A little dew can make the grass live. A little bee can make honey. You know how important honey is? You know how important it is to stay even keel? That's what they're trying to tell you. Be happier over good news than over bad news. The riches of the generous man are greater than those of the miser. Simple stuff. This is how you should be telling your children. This is the stuff you should be leaving for your children. Before we go to the next one, those who like to give food to others will find a welcome at table in every house. Are you giving to the poor? Are you giving to your friends when they're in need? And if you're a friend who received, are you giving back after you get it? Are you teaching your children the same things, the same behaviors? Do not neglect to help those who help you. The wealth of a city is a righteous governor. The wealth of a temple is a good priest. The wealth of a field is the time when the land is worked. The wealth of a store is when goods are stocked. The wealth of a house is a wise woman. The wealth of a sage is his words. The wealth of a workman is his tools. Start thinking like this. If you start thinking like this and telling your kids like that, then you will stop getting this or that. You'll get the correct results. This is not the wisdom we're hearing from the so-called leaders in the community or the people who talk to the children or the children who have been around these supposed leaders who reflect what they hear from them. This is what we should hear. Let's go to the next slide, family.
Hey, hold on, Sean. Send Sean.
I got you, Kofi. I got you. Go ahead. I got you.
All right. Vasa got you seeing, Sean. I mean, Vasa got you. I mean, shoot. Satepanrod got you, Vasa. It's gonna be in the old Google Hangout.
This is Sister Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut and Jehudi Mist II made Jehudi Mist III. For those of you who don't know, Thutmose III, Thutmose II, right? I'm not going to say a whole lot concerning her because I want a female to step up and handle business concerning her. Because if you talk too much, you reflect from much. Oh, go ahead, brother.
So put it in the back chat too if he can't get in from there. Put it in one of our old Google Hangouts.
All right.
That's what I had to do for him today on the Master channel. All right. I'm sorry, Sar. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut your bill. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, you good, family. You good. So when we talk Hatshepsut and her son Jehudi Mist III, and remember she had another son, Neferu Ra. Hatshepsut was a female, and this is right off of Google. I took this off of Google because, like I said, I want one of the females to step in and represent the Hemet Neterettes. We're not seeing enough of that, right? So I just took Google information. I could go deep, but we let a female do it. I want one of you ladies to come in and get busy. Kofi told you if you got information and it's just and correct, this is an open platform for you. So Hatshepsut was a female, you know? She was a female Nasu of Kemet. She reigned between 1473, 1458 BC, but don't believe those dates. Don't believe those dates. Her name means foremost of the noble women. Her rule was relatively peaceful, and she was able to launch a building program that would see the construction of a great temple at Deir el Bahari, Luxor. How many women? How many women out there?
Let me add to that because when I was doing my research, I didn't know that temple, that when I was doing the Valley of the Kings presentation, that temple that she did there, that was actually Mentuhotep's the second's temple, and she redid it. She reconstructed it and put her stamp on it. Just a little fact.
That's true. She even took her face and put it on Jehudi Mist's face. And then they had their son do the same thing for them. He went over her face. He leaves a portion of her face in there. He leaves Jehudi's face, and he leaves his father's face in the Per Ankh that he goes into. And then the rest of them, he goes over the top of, which I believe they wanted him to do. Which is an awesome fact that you brought up.
Yeah, and Thutmose III, that was Hatshepsut's stepson. And she really stole the throne from him because when his father died, I believe it was Amenemhat III. I'm freestyling, but I know for a fact that was her stepson, and they was to rule as co-regent.
Yeah,
but he was too young to have the throne. You know what I'm saying? So he basically was the general of the army, and like I said in one of my other presentations, Thutmose III, he was the what they like to call the Napoleon of the time period, but Napoleon was the Thutmose of his time period.
Right.
Right. But yeah, he was the general that he fought the Battle of Megiddo. I did something on that too. So y'all could check that out. But yeah, he was one of the top generals in Kemet. He was one of the main warrior pharaohs in Kemet, and Hatshepsut really stole the throne from him. And she had it for about 20 years before he was able to get the throne back. So we like Hatshepsut. She was a great queen because it was a long peace during her reign as well. But
yes.
What you say? What you say she was? Hold on. What you say she was? So tell what she was.
What?
Hatshepsut. What she was? You said she was a what? She was a queen.
She was a queen. She was a queen that ruled as a king.
Right.
She was a queen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying she was a king. So you had women that were kings. You had women before Hatshepsut was a king, but you had women who ruled as the king, not queen, but as the king. And Hatshepsut was not the first king. A lot of people think that she was the first when she wasn't. And I might do a presentation on the list of these women.
No, let a female do it. Let one of the ladies do it.
Yeah,
the ladies step up and claim your history. Real talk.
It's crazy.
That's right. Tell them.
Somebody really should do a thorough presentation on Hatshepsut because, like I said, she was the foremost queen of the king at the time. I want to say it's Amenemhat. I ain't for sure, but the foremost queen. When he passed away, you know, her father. No, you know what? Her father was actually the king before he was. And then she said, basically, like in the text, she said she was born of Ra. So it's a story somewhere in one of the texts. Said Ra was her father. You know what I'm saying?
Amen was her father. Amen.
Yeah, somebody need to do a presentation on her for real, like a thorough one.
She's actually where you get, and you can see me on Kalam's show. I had me and a Christian was having a discourse. She's actually where you get the birthing process of being without father and mother, but being birthed by a netra or being birthed by a god. So she conducts that process on her stela. That's where we get it first, even though it was before her time that it comes into being. So my brothers is making excellent points. Excellent points. And as Shetep was pointing out, the brother Jehudi III, the Thutmoses III, he had 15 to 20 campaigns. He had 15 campaigns in 20 years. Right? So he's an expansionist. He's pushing it out. He's pushing Kemet out to stronger it, to make it stronger. And the only part we disagree on, I don't say that Hatshepsut stole it from him. I think she protected him because he was too young when he first came into power, and they probably would have killed him. But when she takes the throne, they definitely wasn't about to try to kill her because she had Sinamut by her side to get busy. And then they turn over the reins to Thutmoses. And he ruled for like 54 years. You know, he defeated several enemies. And it's because he had a good father, a good mother. He had people planning for his future. He wasn't setting up for failure. Let's go to the next and to the last slide. This is our brother Amenemhat. And he was murdered. He's his first son is Senuseret. You probably know him as Sesostris.
Bruh, yeah, bro. You going into everything I did on the Warrior of the Kings, bro. Like he was murdered, and his son Senuseret was out on a campaign, found out his pops got murdered, and came back. Like, go ahead, though.
So we're making the connection for y'all, but we're connecting it for your children. We're connecting it for your future. So he says this. It's our brother Amenemhat, right? He says, "O you who appear as Necha, hear what I shall say to you." And to be honest, before I say he says this is actually how good his son is, because you can't write a story if you're dead. So this is actually his son doing the writing for him, we believe, because you can't tell how your assassination happened, right? You're dead.
Oh,
you're transformed. But he said, "O you who appear as a Necha, hear what I shall say to you, that you may be king of the land and rule the banks and achieve abundance of good fortune. Be on your guard against all who are subordinate to you when there occurs something to whose terrors no thought has been given." That means somebody who is so evil in your neighborhood, and you know how they are, you know how they look. That's why it helps to get acquainted with people so you know who they are. Know how they act. He says, do not approach them in your solitude. Trust no brother, know no friend, make no intimates, for there is no profit in it. When you go to rest, guard your own heart, for no man has partitions on the day of trouble. I gave to the poor man, I cherished the orphan, I caused him who had nothing to attain wealth, like him who was wealthy. But it was he who ate my bread who raised levels. He to whom I had given my hand created terror thereby. Those who wore my fine linen looked on me as a shadow, and they who smeared on my mirror poured water under me. That means the people around him plotted his death. It's always a friend. It's always a friend. He says, I know that the owner of it is the Lord of all. Indeed, many children are in the streets. The wise man agrees, and the fool says no, inasmuch as he who does not know it is devoid of vision. So he's telling you here, he says, the children are in the streets. The wise man agrees that there's a problem, and the fool keeps denying the problem. They have no vision. Start listening to the wise man with the vision. Stop listening to these nonsense, crazy dudes. Stop. You shouldn't know every word the Gucci man. You understand what I'm saying? No child shouldn't know every word the Gucci man. She shouldn't know the song to do on to twerk her booty if the song got curse words and craziness in it. That's your children out there, right? He says this last. He says, oh, my son, Sanusaret, may your legs walk. You are my own heart, and my eyes watch you. You were born in an hour of happiness in the presence of the sun folk, the Hemenu, and they give you praise. See, I have made a beginning, and you have arranged the end. I have moored what is in your heart, leaving the white crown for the seed of the Netra. So he left his son the crown, and he made sure his son came up in the best environment. He made sure his son had the best economics. He made sure his son was spiritually sound. That's why his son can write for him, and it sounds like it's his own words. He says, the fortification is in good order, beginning from vessels are in the bark of Ra. The kingship came into being in my presence, and there are none who could achieve my deeds of valor. Erect monuments, embellish your causeway, fight for, there's some broken off, because he does not desire it in his majesty's presence. It has come happily to an end. So, as you can see, he set forth a vision for his child. Each one of these people did, from the women to the men. From the women to the men. They made sure that they got into a good job. They made sure they were in a good position. They made sure they had a good spiritual environment. They made sure they had a good economic environment. And they made sure that they were sound in everything they did. And they made sure they left land and things that they could use for them. Make sure your children have the same thing. Because right now, you do not. And this is one of the problems we have, because you look at Kemet, but you don't understand it. You don't even know why we're researching half of this stuff. You're not taking any advice from the ancestors, and they have the best advice, and they did it the biggest.
Makes
Did it
sense,
the biggest
man.
day.
I said this today on Facebook this morning, and now that you said that, it just reiterates exactly what I said. I said, you just learned your ancestors built great civilizations and provided a wealth of knowledge and wisdom to the world. You learned that other cultures study your ancestors' greatness not to displace you in history, which they did, but to further their civilizations and understanding of the natural world. You learned that before slavery, some of our ancestors never knew what a pale-skinned human looked like. You learned how African technology, art, philosophy, math, and science was innovative and beautiful. Nah, you didn't learn that last part. That's the part you ignored. You stayed stuck on reclaiming the greatness, not the energy times force equals work they put in to build those great civilizations, or the tedious energy used in trying to understand the natural world. And that's a fact, what you just said, man. We keep looking at, okay, they did this, but what else happened out of that? What led up to this great pyramid? What led up to the mastaba? What led up to the pit mounds? What led up to the philosophy? What led up to the great works of the Amenhotep, Ptahhotep, and all the great minds that came through Kemet? What led up to these things? What led up to the temples? What led up to the rituals? We don't want to do none of that, man. We want to embrace all of that on the outside, but we don't want to peel it back.
Exactly. Everybody's too afraid to implement the right things in life. But when you see something of foul demeanor, you jump on it. It's an Islamic saying. It says, you run so quick to the dunya and so slow to the Jannah. You run to the evil and you run to hell and you hasten so slowly to go to heaven. Everything that's evil in front of you, you eat it up. When the vegetables hit your plate, it take you a long time to finish that kale. You hate beets. I hate beets.
I do too. I hate beets.
Spinach is the worst. I love spinach. Let me tell you. But that's you. That's us. And then you wonder why you can't get out of your predicament. You can't just study this just to study it. It needs to be applied at some point in time. If you don't want to apply, get lost and die. Real talk.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't respect a lot of people in the chaos community. I don't. Y'all call it the conscious community. It's the chaos community. The chaos community. I don't take none of them guys serious. And the reason why I don't take them seriously is, I mean, they say they African centered. They 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 you know what I'm saying, they practitioners of this African system, practitioners of this African system, but I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking the information and applying it to their everyday life and becoming a practitioner and practicing, implementing these things. So I don't take them serious. I don't take them serious at all.
You can't. It's no sincerity in anything these dudes is doing, and they not out here. And then, like, if I record some of the places that I speak to, when we out here, yo, but that's not for the internet necessarily. It is at times, but it's for the endowed people. You get too many knuckleheads trying to just catch a quick quick Google knowledge so they can go battle with it. The information ain't dropped for you to go battle your brother with. It's so you could go build with him. Sometimes discussions need to take place, so debates need to happen. But your whole life shouldn't be a debate. Some point in time, you got to sit down and study so you could change your soul and change what you're doing economically. These dudes don't know how to do that. They don't seem to comprehend the message and the wisdom being dropped in Ma'at. Now, everything I just read today is in Ma'at. This is beyond your 42 laws. You need to embrace Ma'at. You need to get in touch with the wisdom, the sapiential literature of your ancestors. When you do that and you apply it, you will start being different. You will become different. Your life will start to change. You will have better results. Anybody else on the panel want to chime in? What's up, Brother Voss?
I'm actually just listening at the moment, and I'm taking in all this in. I highly appreciate being able to listen to you and break this down tonight. Um, all of it is right on time, and it's something that needs to be disseminated throughout the community. So I appreciate this presentation a lot. Uh, I'm still busy at the moment. I'm still moving furniture around and unpacking stuff, but I'm listening and I'm enjoying it.
Wow, brother Vasa in the building. Satep.
Yeah, man. I was really wanting to see if you was gonna break down this the symbol right here in the middle. What Eminem had looking at.
So you want to break it down, right? So this is your medical symbol right here, right? You see the snakes are the two protectress cobras that they talk about in your book of Coming Forth by Day and in your coffin text, your pyramid text. And when you move up to the wings, this is the symbol of the Heru Behedet. That's what we call it, the Behedet. Heru, Hekenu is the defender when he spreads his wings, when he spreads his wings and he's in a different form of being Ra, the sun, right? It's when he's vanquishing the armies of Set. It's when you're vanquishing wrongful acts around you. That's how you should look at Heru Behedet. And when you go into a house, right? You go into a house, if Brother Kofi, if you'll unlock the presentation. When you go into a house, if you can see right here.
Hold on, I'm finna stop sharing now.
When you step into a house, you see this? This is a Behudat. It's a Heru Behudat right here. This is the symbol of protection. You see it pretty much on every per Ankh and Kemet. You see it in different locations in Kemet where Jehudi is the protector. Heru is your protector. You're protected under the king, who is the Heru, the living Heru, and you're protected under Jehuti, who are your set scribes and army men, right? So when you talk about the wings spreading out, this is the medical symbol. It's saying that here you're protected. We have the medicine. The two Uachets represent Aset and Nebethet. And you always well, you don't always. When you hear this story, we're not gonna go that deep tonight. Let me just say that those two sisters protect you like they protected Asar and brought him back to life so that she was able to impregnate herself. We're gonna keep it simple. I ain't gonna get deep into how they protect them.
Some people say that the Bahudet that's above the per ounce, it has know thyself. We use the word know thyself all the time, like and that is not above the Bahudet going into the pyramids or the per ounce. They know thyself, know thyself. So they were speaking like that, know thyself. So, it's not that. I mean, if you're going to use something in that terminology, you will use rec EMFE. I know what is in my heart. So that's basically what you will see. It wouldn't be know thyself. That's popular in our community. Know thyself. That's what they say above, but that is not true.
Exactly. So remember, when you come to these channels, we this is pseudo killer. If you hear it from me, primary resource. Or you're not gonna hear it from me. Like for instance, and I'm gonna cover this. There's they say that the hands on the Dendera zodiac equal the hour or the hours of the day. There's no text that says that, but they assume that that's what it is. So so memes are made out of nonsense, right? So don't be nonsensical. Don't be around nonsensical things. Start to think in Ma'at. We got a lot of work to do in order to get the community right, and stop thinking everything is a battle, right? If I tell you, if I ask you right now, since most of the conscious community thinks that they're in a war, if I ask you where the front line is, where would you point me to? Where is it at? I want to get my gun. I want to end this. Where's the front line? My point. So this is what you need to understand. Yes, you are being systematically targeted, but the way to fight and win a mental struggle and an economic struggle is to back yourself with knowledge, information, and skills to make sure you and those around you are appropriately serviced, protected, and your environment stays safe. Do things like put a covenant over a neighborhood and make sure everything in that neighborhood operates under that covenant, and that the families in that neighborhood get along, and those who don't get along have an understanding that any beef should be isolated outside of here and it won't be tolerated. Simple stuff like that. That's what you should be doing. And that's my presentation for the evening. Gentlemen, if you have anything to add. Unquas the Jed for the panel listening. For the panel that's not listening, because I don't even think we pushed this out there like that. You know, if you see this, I hope you enjoy it.
They gonna see it. We done pushed it. We done shared it everywhere. I done shared it. Sean done shared it. So and if anybody got any questions for us or Brother Asar, his presentation.
Iker sent Iker. Hey, Judy said, Judy said, I thought that was a Kundalini.
Your chakras are fixed now, my brother.
Yo, hey, real talk though, man. People be trying to like implement all kinds of symbols into Kemet. Like, yo, that ain't what the ancestors are saying, yo. Stop it. We ain't gotta make it up no more. We can stop. We can stop playing.
That's my brother Jehudi Ma'at. What's up, brother Jehudi Ma'at? That's my dude. I ain't seen you. You're supposed to be on here with us, Ak. What's good with you?
That's Kofi's fault.
No, and he said he at home looking at it on he at home in the living room looking at it he looking at it on his device, and his family is watching
Okay, so you trying to justify this?
No, I was on Brother Link. He was on the Masa today. Shout out to Brother Jehudi Ma'at. He was on the Masa today. He welcome in here. You know what I'm saying? He with his family. He looking at it from the panel.
I'll wait till he say something.
Okay. But Short Dog Clark said, great show, knowledge.
It was, man. It was. Like you backed up at the same time you kicked the knowledge, you backed up. Satep presentation, which gives validity. People who haven't watched Satep's build, go back and listen to that. You're gonna hear some familiar stuff. Like when we speak on Kemet and we start getting into certain what it is what people are not really seeing is the historical part of it. You see the archaeological aspects of Kemet all day long. You know what I mean? But the stories behind it, you get in some mythology, but not a lot. You haven't seen the full plethora of Kemet be unveiled because everybody's still learning things. So, as it's learned, then it is issued out. But we got a body of work to give people when we really want to just break down and get into Kemet that ain't even been given. Me and Kofi been in West Africa the last few months or whatever, but we try to go back to Kemet because it helps us when we study in West Africa. It helps us understand Kemet more.
That's Kemet, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because the migrational patterns, right? The migrational patterns, the mythology. You start aligning them with some stories you didn't heard in from the rim edge. Then you start hearing about these other things, the linguistic patterns and the cognitives and all of that stuff. It start making sense. Like, I mean, you gotta look at this thing and then you gotta like implement these things. And I think right now we're in this hopefully the rest of the community and people in the chat listening are in this information stage where we're taking in this information, and then the next phase will be implementing the information that we just took in. Like Kofi said earlier, being a practitioner of some of these things that we can implement, because there's a wealth of wisdom there that we can learn from the ancestors that we really need to be teaching our kids, and we can't teach anybody something we really don't know. And for those people who like to make up things and put things on Kemet and then try to issue them out in published works and make them seem like they're fact, they're fiction. And don't get mad when we call you out on that. We just trying to right the ship. We don't have to lie, we don't have to deceive or make up things about our ancestors works. We translate the text and we put forth the truth.
What Uncle Me Ross said, let the ancestors speak.
Let them speak, bro.
They'll tell it better than you will in most cases. Now I'm gonna do something real fast, right? Overstand Daily TV. Ibibo ayeno mkopo kam ikampe ngwanga. My other sister over here. Lessa Darcy. Yolanda Zachary or Zachary. We need presentations, ladies. That's why I said I'm not doing Hatshepsut this evening. I want to hear y'all bringing the female aspects from one of these ladies in history and break down venerate your ancestors. That's what we asking for. Venerate the female ancestors for us. It shouldn't be coming from just the men. It needs to come from your side. It's got to come from your side.
Yeah, that's so funny. You said that. You wasn't even in that chat earlier. Was you on the hangout? He wasn't even
in there. He wasn't in there with us.
I have no idea. If y'all need assistance,
that's crazy,
type
man.
Julia said Roger that. So Julia, sister
Juju. No, her name. Hold on. Say her name. Say her name. Say it right.
Juju.
Golly, Kofi.
You know this is being recorded, right? This is being recorded, and the chat. We can go back and look at the chat.
Yeah,
so Sister Juju is gonna be doing.
Oh, now you got it right.
Huh? So
she said Roger that.
It's being recorded. She said, okay. No, that's what's the name? Said, okay, Sister Julia. So we gonna be looking forward to it.
Now let me get his disclaimer out. Now, if you tell Kofi you gonna do something, you better do it. I'm not playing with you. If you tell Kofi you gonna do it, I was kind of scared for Asar today, boy. I'm like, boy, if he don't send this email out, boy, it's gonna be on. We don't send this presentation to Kofi, boy, it's gonna be on and popping. I'm about call. Don't say you gonna do it, Juju. I'm telling you. Don't agree if you ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna tell you now. Don't do it.
If you need help, you just let one of the brothers know. If you let me know, I'll definitely be on top of it for you. I feel you with the wealth of information. You just need to pick out what you think is important. We'll shine it. We'll help you put your presentation together. That's not a problem. And let's get you going. Because when we build a powerful system, we put knowledge into you. You heard what the brother Ankh Shashank said. You're like a lioness. You're like a lioness protecting the pride. You're bigger than us. But if you don't express yourself, how can you shine? How can you shine like nature? So, embrace the role. You see, Hatshepsut, she wasn't playing, man. She just took over. He said, Amen made me, fashioned me into shape Khnum did. It's going down. What y'all want to do? Nothing. We're going to go over here to Punt and bring some stuff back in tribute. And that's exactly what they did. We need y'all to shine. You know why Dr. Ma'at is famous? Because she stood up, because no other females was talking.
Yep. She stood all the way up.
Right.
She stood all the way up, and then she said, brothers, y'all want some of this work?
And you can get it. And I got your back. I'm gonna tell you right there, tell you right now. If I'm in a discussion and people's trying to debate you, good luck to them. Good luck to them.
She know, she'll call somebody in a minute if she need a source.
Yes.
Well, and if y'all sisters need a book, you know, I don't mind. We got you. We got you. We got you locked and loaded. So we all need a few books or a book. Just holler at me. The Juju, and I guess Overstanding Daily gonna try to help
PDFs too. We got the PDFs. Kofi can send y'all that one book he sent me. The Queens. Remember the one you sent me on the Queens and the Kings?
Yep.
Anything?
Those 2 books. You got one on the Kings, and then you got one on the
names out now.
Anything y'all need, we here. Just inboxes. We all got the same Facebook name as the on here.
I'm gonna bust my brother Garfield out.
He'll set up a hang up.
Yeah, my brother Garfield got that whole James Henry Breasted set from me.
Which one?
That whole all 4 volumes because he needed it.
What book? What book?
The Histories of Kemet. That's why I got I got everything.
You might have to send it to me, man.
Man, we need that,
send
man.
it to you in the back. Only for y'all who doing presentations, yo. You do
put that in the group chat.
Yeah.
Back that up. I need to put that in my Google Vault.
You tripping, boy.
He popped up the next week. He popped up next week. Oh, come on, Shaka. I have the information. What you want to do?
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did when he got pressed.
Yeah. I got all 4 volumes. That's easy.
Yeah, I need that. Teams win, man. Anybody else got anything in the chat? You know, before we get up off here and Overstand Daily and Juju, we gonna be getting at you. If nobody else gonna be getting at you,
what Overstand gonna do?
I don't know if she gonna do some on.
They gonna do a dual presentation on her.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll work it out and see what
dope.
it is. Yeah, that show would. You know, if y'all tag team or whatever, exchange, you know, numbers or whatever. Because I'm finna worry you now. You know, it's recorded. We can always go back. I'm gonna pull it up. You don't do it, I'm gonna pull it up on my page. I'm gonna pull up this. I'm gonna screenshot it and show where y'all said y'all were gonna do something and they ain't done did nothing.
Man, he gonna irk y'all.
So,
I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. That man told Satep and Rod it's been 3 months, bro, since your last presentation.
I hope he put me on the clock, boy. He said you got 2 weeks, and you got 2 out the blue. Like you got 2 weeks. I don't know what I didn't hear or else. You got 2 weeks. Bro. Like, I got you.
Kofi,
I sat down one day. Like, okay.
This is the breather week.
Kofi be like, yeah, Sean, it's your Sunday. Yep. Next week, Jehudi. Bakma, you on? Yep.
Got to go in. Yup.
Voss has been a month and a half. You ain't did nothing.
You got an excuse. You good now, but look.
Hey, but guess what though? Kofi ain't did one on Kofi Pasa TV in over a month, y'all.
Yeah, I got one. I got one coming on the pottery. I got one coming on the pottery after.
Now he about to steal Sinet Emiket's whole presentation.
I ain't gonna be no way in here.
I'm like, damn, this somebody do one on the pottery. Y'all be on it, boy. Y'all be on it.
Shut crazy, man. That's shut crazy. But you know, we finna go and jump off here, man. Again, man, we appreciate y'all for you know, sharing, you know, taking some of the time out y'all schedule to come join us, man, and listen to what we got to say, man. We appreciate it. We're gonna continue to bring information on the Master Warrior Clan channel. We're gonna continue to bring information on the Seshuma Ani Metaneta channel. We're gonna continue to bring information on the Kofi Paisa TV channel. You know, please continue to support us. Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, it's no money to hit the subscribe button. It's no money to hit to click the bell. You know what I'm saying? So please, support us. We putting in a lot of work to bring you this information. We spending out a lot of money to get books so we can bring you the information. And it takes time to put these presentations together. So, and we doing it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We could keep the information to ourselves and be good, but we trying to share the information, especially with those that don't want to pick a book up and read, and we bringing it to you without you having to pick a book up and read. But we ask you to go back and verify and vent our sources and make sure what we saying is actually to be accurate or not. Don't do like the paradigm that we come out of. My pastor said, just repeating what Sean talking about because it sounds good, or what Sean's saying, and he presented some, or what I said, or Satep and Ra Vasa Asar. That's why we have sources at the end of our presentations, so you can go through those sources, or even get the books and read those books for yourself and get your first-hand accounts on your own. But again, appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Kofi Paisa TV show. We'll be back next week with Satep and Ra presentation. If you missed my presentation on the Master Warrior Clan, African religion, African spirituality concepts, the how and the why, part 1. Please go back and look at that presentation. It was a nice presentation, and it was a nice build after the presentation on today. Part 2, I got to get with Sean. I don't know if I'll be doing it next week. Sean might be up on the Master Warrior Clan next week. So if he is, tune in. If I am, tune in.
Regardless, you see how he just did me? You know how you get like your kid just made a mess on the floor, and it's just a little mess, and you just get the broom and you sweep it real quick, and then you just dump it all in the trash. That's really what he just did to me. I don't know if Sean gonna be up next week, but Sean up and really, Kofi?
I don't know, dog. I'm mad.
We can't even talk about it.
Yeah, we gonna talk about it off the air. But
so now we want to talk about it on the air.
Either way,
he don't want y'all to know.
No, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I'm up again, then I'll be up again. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready to go. So I'm
locked and loaded. You had a month and a half off. Now you're locked and loaded.
Yeah, shoot, I'm locked and loaded. I ain't got a month off.
45 days to tell. 45 days. Now he locked and loaded.
Man, I can't say nothing, man. It's been a minute for me. I'm on QT.
Yeah, you need to come on. That's why you coming on back. Yeah, you had 2 months. You done had a whole. I ain't never seen nobody been on vacation. Now you been on what vacation? What 2.5 months?
Yeah, man. I had to finish off the rest of the summer, man. I had to enjoy that.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, if you had,
hold on, everybody. I want everybody to hear this. Tell what was you doing on your downtime, brother?
I was going to NFL football games. You mean? Ain't no time for my game, boy.
Hey, that ain't what I was talking about.
15 minutes from the stadium, boy. You tripping?
Hey, man.
And I gotta make a quick disclaimer, brothers. I believe the first words of my presentation was, "This is my application to become a student, not to become the teacher, but to become a student." I'm just gonna throw that reminder out there.
If you're with us, you gonna be sharing some information. If you with us, that's just you gonna be sharing some information. You got too much up there, man, not to share. You know what I'm saying? And my disclaimer is, I am not a student, but I am not a teacher, but merely a.
Now you said it right. Now, Kofi, you said it right. You not a student. You are a teacher.
I'm a student.
Nope. You said it right. You spoke from your soul on that.
I'm a student. Yep. But
let me share my screen real quick.
Soul and told the truth on that one. You not the
student. Yeah. Show that Satep.
Yeah, we're gonna finna jump off here. Satep finna share your screen. Go ahead. I got it locked on you, Satep.
You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
I ain't sent it to Kofi yet, y'all, but I ain't sent it to him. But this is my presentation right here. Is it sharing?
Is it sharing, y'all?
Yeah, he's sharing. I see it now on Facebook.
We gotta be on mics because it keeps coming on.
All right, we see it.
Kofi locked it.
Okay, yeah, this the forgotten history, human zoos / scientific racism. I'm basically gonna be going in on how back in the day, and this something I did. Well, it's something I knew, but I wasn't aware it was this real all over the world. But yeah, they was gathering up people all over the world and putting them in zoos. But the reason they was putting them in zoos was for, that's why I got slash scientific racism. They was trying to prove to the white man or the white people that the black or the colored man was inferior to the white man. And I'm gonna be going into detail on how they did it, who did it, where it was done at, and all that. So y'all tune in next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it was they was putting us in zoos, but it was a reason they was doing it. They wasn't doing it just because they was fascinated with us. They was doing it because they was trying to prove that we was inferior to them. And then I'm gonna go in on how they was treating the people, where they went to get the people, because they was going all over the world. It wasn't just Africa. They was getting, if you had color in your skin, they was going to get you. What's up?
Do you you gonna have the leopard people on there?
The who?
The leopard people.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna...
you know the white boy that came in. He came into Africa, and they tried to give him credit as a voyager or some crap, and then he labeled a certain people that had this particular disease. I'll shoot you the information.
Oh yeah. I know what you talk. I know what you're talking about, but I didn't run across them that they was in the zoo, because it was two zoos in the U.S. It was one in St. Louis and it was one in New York, the Brooklyn Zoo. So if y'all familiar with the Brooklyn Zoo, they did house captured African. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into that and how they, like I said, how they tried to use science to prove racism. But we know that it's a pseudoscience. Scientific racism, it's a pseudoscience, and it's not actual facts. But they try to use that to try to prove that we was inferior to them, and they found out it was completely opposite. So I'm gonna be going into that next Sunday. Y'all be ready for this presentation, because this ain't got nothing to do with Kemet. It's about us over here and how they try to play us and use science against us, and it backfired on them. So y'all tune in to this.
Yeah,
yes, indeed. We ready. We gonna be ready. Yep. Well, on that note, family, we appreciate y'all again. I want to say Madupe, Moriri, Dua, Dua for tuning in. Check us out on the Marcy Warrior Clan channel at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you hadn't subscribed to the Marcy Warrior Clan channel, please go and subscribe to the Marcy Warrior Clan channel. Please, we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of December. We're at 905 or 906 subscribers on the Marcy Warrior Clan channel. Our numbers subscribers is increasing, so please help us. So tell a friend to tell a friend about the Marcy Warrior Clan channel. It's too much detail and important and concise information. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please tell a friend to tell a friend about the Marcy Warrior Clan channel. Also, if you hadn't liked our Marcy Warrior Clan Facebook page, please like it. We have a lot of content on that page, and it is we getting good numbers on the Marcy like page as well, and we getting a lot of shares. We having a lot of people sharing our video, sharing information and posts that we're putting up, reaching 2, 3, 4,000. You know, and having other people from London and other places that are actually sharing the information. So please like the Facebook page. Also, you know, this channel, Kofi Paisa TV. It's the subscribers ain't where it need to be at. I made a year 3 weeks ago. I made a year on this channel, a year, and I got over 60 some videos on this channel. So a lot of good information on this channel. So please subscribe to the channel. I'm almost at 400 subscribers. I should be at 9, almost 1,000, but I stopped doing videos a while back. But please subscribe to the Kofi Paisa TV channel. You know, it's the channel that takes the black woman, the black man, black woman, and black child, Eurocentric mind, and Africanize it. A lot of the videos is my videos, but now I'm incorporating not only my presentations, but presentations from brothers that I respect, that I feel like that are my brothers. I love them, and I feel like they love me. I learn things from them. They inspire me, and they motivate me. And that is Asar Ka and any Red Sean Calfunny, Satepan Rahmed Yaman, Vasa Nicolo Gullah, T'Challa Bangara. So a lot of these times you see me on this channel, you will see them, and sometimes on the Masi you will see them. But if you don't see them, you know I have my right hand man, my brother Ini Haret. You know, if you see him, you're gonna see me. If you see me, you're gonna see him. So again, please support us. Also support my brother Asai Ka channel. Asai, give them your channel, man, and your website and information on there so they can go and subscribe to your channel. They can go and see your log into your website, see the information that you got on your website and your Facebook page.
Absolutely. Praisethedivine.org is praisethedivine.org, not .com, but .org. And then HKN, new word, NTR, heck in the chair, praise the divine. It's like your ancestors did. You can come onto the channel. It's the YouTube channel. The other one is my name, Asar Ka. That pops up as well. I think it's Asar. Separate the EM and the Ka from that. But yeah, any of those channels, the Facebook group, what have you, and get soak it up. I don't get a chance to get as involved and push it out as much because I prize fight and I train prize fighters and I do a whole lot of other stuff musically, etc. So when I get the chance every Sunday, I like to sit with the people and I like to give you the goodness. So hopefully you enjoy it.
All right. So on that note, man,
I
go
love
ahead. Go
you
ahead.
too, man. We love Kofi, man. We love you, man. My brother.
Yeah, so please go. So Sean, I know Sean love me too, man. He see.
Kofi gotta stop being so sexist, man. I having us looking like the Zariak on the panel all the time. Ain't number dudes around. You know what I'm saying? We need a little feminine energy, man. When the sister,
Where Mo at?
when
Where's
the
that?
gonna step
Where's
up,
that
man?
Mo at, man? Get Mo on here, man.
Man, Mo in Cancun, man. She ain't thinking
Yahava.
about us.
Oh
She
man.
in Cancun. She been live all day since she got off. She gonna run into
Oh.
nature boy. I told her she better be well, cause you know he packing that what's the name
Boy, you is crazy.
man, nah, man. I want to say, man, presentation scene, Asar, I appreciate it. I mean, you got a wealth of knowledge. You always dropping the jewels, especially when it comes to Kemet. So, a lot of people got to pay attention to that information, man. You offer a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, we're just gonna deal with how we're gonna deal with it. But yeah, it's in that moment. She in Cancun doing her thing. So, peace to the sister. Hopefully, she enjoy her vacation and she don't spend a lot of time doing work. And we do need our sisters, man. We see y'all supporting. Y'all come on every channel, no matter if it's Dagger Squad, Amara Squad, no matter if it's Dr. My Eyes channel, Kofi channel, my it don't matter who channel it is. We always see you the same collective sisters in that panel, and we really need y'all. We're waiting on y'all to step up, man. Trust me.
Yeah, we
You know what
try.
I'm
We
saying?
want
And
to be our
Masi
voice.
even looking. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all who looking for energy. Look, we got Emmy Cat. She the only member of the Seshu. She looking for somebody she can build with. We're looking for sisters to step up. We want to be on the same level with Emmy Cat. The Masi got eyes out. The Masi, we just ain't a male group, and males shouldn't dominate information when our women are the first teachers in the home.
Facts.
So we need y'all to to push this drive for greatness. I mean, we can only teach you so much, but I don't. This ain't like the churches where we make up these legislative rights where only men can do this and women can't do that. This ain't that. We need that energy. So we look the same thing y'all need from us. We need from y'all. Straight like that.
Yeah,
what's going on?
even in the lessons, it say wisdom is the woman. To all my gods out there, gods in the earth, wisdom is the woman.
What's
That's
the knowledge for
Today's
today?
math, baby.
That's in the supreme mathematics, boy. So y'all, the women, y'all the wisdom. So y'all gotta come on here and drop the wisdom. Don't even pay attention to them.
Y'all the earth.
I'm just saying, even in the lesson. See, it don't matter what you studying.
You can
come
come
to
for
the
head.
same conclusions, man. We can come
That
to
same. No. Kofi, tilt your head a little bit. Tilt your head a little bit. Back down. Look back down in your phone. Go ahead, Satep. No. I want to see how far back your maroon, beige, purple hairdo go.
I ain't.
Come on, Kofi.
You so sexy, boy. You is crazy. I know what you want me to show.
Kofi.
I ain't gonna show it.
The women ain't. Hey, listen, Kofi. You can show your hair, bro. Nobody asked you to show your tattoos, your legs, none of that.
Hey, what's that? Hey, what's that hot boy song, Sean? It's flossing season.
Hey, Kofi got on the shirt he been using when he was shooting hoops. You see his shirt?
Kofi fresh off the court.
The
sleeve rolled up.
Yeah, he got his sleeves rolled up like he finna do some work. Ain't hit nan shot.
You crazy.
One layup.
You come out there with
the hoop, though.
You come out there with. I bet y'all school you. You come out there with.
Yeah, okay. You gonna school me on that haircut? That's what you gonna school me on. I don't even know what they call that, Kofi. Shoot, that's the pie side. What they call it, the pie side.
Oh shoot, you stupid. But anyway, we finna get up off here, fam. Again, appreciate y'all, man, and tune in next week at 2 p.m. If I do it next week, it's probably gonna be at 1 p.m. And that'll be part 2 to African religion, African spirituality, concepts of how and why. If you hadn't looked at that presentation, please go look at that presentation for you to understand part 2 of the presentation. And tune back in at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Kofi Pieside TV, where Satep and Ra will be doing his presentation as well. And on that note, I want to say Shimon Hotep, and we out.